I'll leave this up here if somebody wants to come up and write it down. Anything else? Somebody knows something I don't know? We're going to move on. Everybody been here before? All right, reading of the daily word, Miss Linda.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
When my memories fill them with meaning, my dear ones become even more beautiful to me when I pause to remember our fondest experiences and the love that binds us. I move through each day with my mind and heart open. Now, even the most ordinary items, places, and circumstances become more and more precious and beautiful to me. The scripture comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18, and all of us, with unveiled faces, seeing the glory of the Lord as though reflected in a mirror, are being transformed into the same image. Again, the affirmation, if you'd like to say it with me.
My open heart discovers beauty all around me.
And my name is Linda, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to stand together for our miracle moment. We can affirm that together.
I release all resistance to expressing my creativity fully. I create easily and effortlessly when I let my thoughts come from the lovely place of my own heart. I do something new and different every day, and so it is.
Stay right there. We're going to do our celebration song. 121.
I have stars of blessing in
Over to you.
that, but we just did that.
Yeah.
So,
I see abundance everywhere.
Well, that's what I have.
let's see if I have
All right.
anything else.
I see abundance everywhere. God's rich supply beyond compare. His eyes to use and to enjoy. His gift to us without the Lord. Prosperity, prosperity. I know my own shall come to me. God sends his children joy and peace, good health and wisdom and release. We are grateful, voices raised to be applauded in hymns of praise. I pray that I may ever be in sweet union, Lord, with thee. Covenanted by my hand, secure in thy dear gateways. Prosperity, prosperity. I know my own shall come to me. God sends his children joy and peace, good health and wisdom and grace. And we are grateful, voices raised to be applauded in hymns of praise. There is no lack of bountiful. His love provides how beautiful. True no provides us all our ways, escapes us, absence, us in shame. Prosperity, prosperity. I know my own shall come to me. God sends his children joy and peace, good health and wisdom and release. And we are grateful, voices raised to be applauded in hymns of praise.
Well, if you can remember some of those, I'm trying to, boy, it's racking my brain to get that one. Okay. All right, we're going to stay direct for a minute. We're going to open prayer together.
Unity Burning is a vibrant, loving, spiritual community, providing a sacred space for personal growth. We honor and celebrate the Christ within all people.
Please be seated.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Burning. It's wonderful to see you. It's wonderful to be back after
got a week off, you know, the fifth Sunday, and I actually had a lot of fun on that day off. So didn't do any work, did exactly what I wanted to do, feel refreshed, and I'm ready to be with you all and share with you this morning. Right now is the time in our service where we take prayer requests. We have in the middle of our bulletin a prayer form that you can fill out if you have it and you want to. I make time for you to do that now. Your prayers are sent to Silent Unity where they're prayed over for 30 days. So not only by us, but by Silent Unity. In other words, we're a praying church. We believe in unity. There's only one kind of prayer, and that's answered prayer. So please feel free right now to unburden your heart of what may be troubling you or what you may be joyous and thankful for in celebration. The united consciousness of all of us here blesses those that we pray for, including ourselves. Infinite and loving presence. First of all, we give thanks for your presence. In you we live, move, and have our being. It's your good pleasure to give us all wonderful gifts. And that includes answers to prayer. Right now we uplift these prayers that run the gamut of the human experience, from joy to sadness, confusion, all the areas in between. One thing we know, you are the presence that is with them right now, or us right now. Truth is the cornerstone of our being, and through listening, we receive answers. We receive answers right now. We know you are blessing those that need it right now. We know you appear to us as we need it right now. Your perfect will is being done right now because, as you said, as we believe, so it is done unto us. We believe the best. We uphold the highest for those who have concerns and joys represented in this box. We give abundant thanks for answered prayer. And so it is. Amen.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, blind-breasted days, dark, scary nights. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, pretty in the sky, also funny faces, people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do?
I hear babies crying. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. Well, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Thank you.
So today happens to be Celebration Sunday. So birthdays, anniversaries, a healing of some kind. You've been traveling in your home. What about that? You made a new friend? Well, not this water. And another Rick's coming.
Yeah, Rick is coming.
I'm coming.
All right, all right. Y'all thinking about it? All right, ladies. Is this
All right.
is this together here?
It's
It's together.
sort of. She has her own celebration.
All right.
Let's start.
Your name.
Can you at least tell them your name?
Jimmy. What are you celebrating?
And Kimmy, what are you celebrating? What's this? She got her purple and orange bells. And then my celebration, we'll just do one flower, is that I got hired with Bernie ISD.
Your name?
My name's Bob.
Bob, what are you celebrating?
Well, it's time of year again, celebrating birthdays this month. It's the revolution around the sun.
There's no stopping, is it?
No, there's no stopping.
Is he working less?
Nope.
All right. I'm retired, but he somehow works the same. Figure that out. All right, young man.
Okay,
Your name?
thank you for the compliment, young man, even if it's a lie.
That's not a lie. That's definitely not a lie.
And I'm always happy to be here with you folks. It's just a pleasure. And I just love this little church and the people in it. That really make it something. And we talked at our little meeting this morning, and why did we think we were here, and what was our ambition in life, etc. And it's so interesting. And if you happen to get up a little early on a Sunday, come on in and join us. We're busy there chit-chatting from 9:30 to 10:30, and then we give our voice a rest. Anyway, I'm just delighted to be here. We had a wonderful holiday in Canada, where most of my family are. I originally a Canadian and married a German. So there's two foreigners here. And so in a couple of weeks, we'll be leaving for Deutschland, Germany, and we'll be there actually a long time, this 3 months. We'll travel around a little bit. Yeah, and I'm very thankful for that too. Love you all.
Thanks,
Rick.
Rick told me he's planning his birthday, which is in December already, so it's coming.
Get ready.
Get ready. All right, your name.
Todd.
Take the manly one. What are you celebrating?
I'm celebrating a few things. Being back here from Denver for a few weeks before I head back up there in about a week. And then biggest thing I'm celebrating is I'm engaged. We haven't set a date yet.
Oh.
To my sweetheart Evelyn, who she moved to Denver about 3 months ago. That's why I'm eventually going to be moving up there. So
Wow.
that's a big thing.
Yeah, that's
So,
pretty
yeah.
big.
Grateful, like Rick said, I'm grateful to be back with my spiritual family here, and I will always come back and visit because I have family here, and friends, and this church. So I'm going to be coming back and forth. So
Awesome.
I'm not going to be gone forever. I'm going to move up there.
Awesome. I'll tell you that Todd unretired and started flying again.
Yeah.
So that's how we ended up there. So
Yeah.
just couldn't stay not doing nothing, could you?
No, not definitely not.
Your name?
Maria.
Maria, what are you celebrating?
You know, I wasn't planning on coming up here, but I said, well, what are we celebrating? And I just remembered that we recently celebrated our country's birthday. And so I thought, well, that's a good thing to celebrate. And then the word for the day was beautiful. And the national anthem has the word, oh, beautiful for spacious skies. There isn't a day that doesn't go by where I just go out and look up at the spacious skies. I love the skies and the clouds. And I love our country. And perseverance, that our country can just continue just persevering, you know, with whatever obstacles and things that come our way. So I celebrate the USA.
The perfect amount of flowers.
There were only 6.
Hey, your name?
My name is Linda,
What are you celebrating?
and Brent and I celebrated our 29th anniversary
Whoa.
on July
Crazy,
Wonderful
isn't it?
29 years.
29 years, holy
Gone
smokes.
fast.
Eek. Wave your finger and say, we honor your celebration.
We honor your celebration.
And we know the best is yet to come.
And we know the best is yet to come.
And that's the way we roll.
In the midst of his children, the Lord said that he would be. It doesn't take very many, it can be just 2 or 3. And I feel that same sweet spirit that I felt oft times before. Surely I can say I've been with the Lord. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. There's a holy hush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
And in this ocean of presence, which we live and move and have our being, We enter an attitude right now of meditation. We assume the posture, whatever is comfortable for us, especially mentally. We go to that place inside ourselves that is unconditional love, that knows only perfection about us. God knows our perfection. And in this expansive and wonderful place right now, take a deep breath. We're aware of the life force coursing through us. We know we are a center in divine mind, a point of God-conscious life, truth, and action. Our affairs are divinely guided and guarded into right action and correct results. Everything that we do or say or think is stimulated by the truth. There is power in these words we speak because it is of the truth and it is the truth. We affirm perfect and continuous right action in our life and in our affairs. All belief in wrong action is dispelled and dissipated. Right action alone has power, and right action is power, and power is God, the loving, living Spirit Almighty. This Spirit animates everything that we do, say, or think. Ideas come to us daily, and they are divine ideas. They direct us and sustain us without effort. We do the right thing at the right time. We say the right word at the right time. We follow the right course all the time. And in this deeper area of our meditative experience right now, we hear these words that resonate inside us. All suggestion of age, of poverty, limitation, unhappiness is released right now and does not gain entrance to my thought. I am happy, well, and filled with perfect life. I live in the everlasting Spirit of truth and am conscious that the Spirit of truth lives in me. My word is the law unto its own manifestation and will bring to me or cause me to be brought to its fulfillment. There is no unbelief, no doubt, no uncertainty. I know, and I know that I know. I release every thought of doubt. It vanishes from my mind that I may know the truth, and the truth will make me free. And in this next few moments of silence, we allow this divine adjustment to be made real inside of us, and that the words we have spoken are vivified, part of us, and become us.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
And I want to give a thank you to Bertie Shalker, who stood in for me last week. I thought she did a very good job, and I am glad, though, to be back with you as always. And this morning, I'd like to talk to you about the idea of wealth. We just celebrated the 4th of July. We celebrate independence. This country was founded on independence of thought. The idea that we were free to seek our own happiness, to chart our own course towards our own destiny. And that was true 200 years ago. It's true 2 days ago. It's true right now. Sometimes we get so into the celebration of what happened historically, we forget that that is true for us right now, even in the positions that we find ourselves, perhaps as a country, going through the gesticulations of what a democracy means. I don't get political. I never have. I always felt as if somebody could tell my political persuasion, I failed in some way. Because what this is, what we're talking about here, transcends all politics, all division, all the ways we categorize ourselves. Because in this truth that we celebrate, we really are one. It's very hard to declare oneness when you categorize yourself as a this, a that, an other, whatever it may be. Remember, above and beyond all that, I like to say 1,000,000 miles above this present human experience, every single one of us is part of the other. And when we realize that, we have empathy and true compassion for one another. It's the ego that gets in there and gums up the works. It's the one that voice that says, if I were you, I'd do it this way. And it points back at myself saying, why am I not doing it this way? Every criticism I have of someone else tells me something about myself. Besides that, it divides me, it separates me, and it pushes me away, and then I might wonder why I feel insecure, fearful, not trusting in life, not trusting the ground of being, because I set it up that way. And I forgot I did it because I'm so used to doing it. Let me roll back to the idea of wealth. What I just spoke to you about, the wealth of being you, the wealth of recognizing who you are. Let me ask you a question. Is there anyone in here right now who would trade your life for anyone else? I know that's a loaded question. Is there any one of you, raise your hand, would trade your life? See, and any time in the seminars I've ever asked that or speaking, nobody ever puts up their hand. Some folks have said, well, I'd prefer if I didn't have to go to that divorce. I'd have preferred if I didn't have the health challenge. I'd prefer if I didn't have the situation with my family that I did. But really, we know down deep inside us, the wealth of spirit knows that our journey is ours. And as the old hymn that was sung by the Goodmans, who, I don't know if you've ever heard them or not, they are miles away from us theologically, but they got some good toe-tapping gospel stuff. And I enjoy it. One thing Vestal Goodman did, if you ever saw her, hair's about half as big as she is. And she sang, she could belt it out. She said that her brother-in-law had written a song called Wouldn't Take Nothing for My Journey Now. And I can tell you that I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now, and I don't think any one of you would either. You know, your walk is yours, and therefore the responsibility is yours. To go inside and unwrap that gift of wealth that is you. You're a natural champion. You realize how many other spermatozoa you beat out to be who you are. Think about that. Think about the fact that in this whole world, there's nobody else like you. And there's nobody that's going to be as interested in you as you. And when you take the right kind of interest in you, you bless us all. Man, I'm a counseling pastor, and people come to me with problems. Do you know sometimes they really don't want to be released from the problem? The reason is because if they do, they can't go tell you, me again, and others about it. It becomes something that they hold on to and want to complain about. Aren't we peculiar that we hug to ourselves so many times the very things that keep us from the life more abundant? The wealth that I'm talking about this morning is far more than money. In fact, my friend Peter McWilliams wrote a book in 1993 called Wealth 101, Wealth is Much More Than Money. And that's true, because money can buy you a lot of things. Money can't buy you an appetite. Money can't buy you another day. There are certain things that are beyond the scope of these pieces of silver and pieces of paper. But in this world, we need it, so we affirm it. But I've seen people break their backs to get more and more and more, and when they finally felt like they could take a deep breath, it was followed by, I'm going to start to get more. This disease of more is seemingly an American type thing. I've seen it. It used to be called keeping up with the Joneses. Another way of saying it is, it's not all right to be where I am, who I am, what I am. I didn't chart my own course, therefore I'm looking around seeing what everybody else is doing. I'm going to be bigger, and if I can't be bigger, I'm going to be insecure and have neurosis and have to go to a consultant to cure me because I can't achieve the artificial goal that maybe wasn't even set by me. To get personal with you for a minute, I remember that phase of my own life. It was work, 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 produce. And the money was good. The problem is I wasn't happy. There was nothing about that particular job that made me happy besides claiming that paycheck. And I did like that. But every day, I would come home and say, in a very few hours, again. And it wasn't until I followed my passion that at that same time of the day, I got to say, again. Same word, two different meanings, two different flowing of energy. Now we get somewhere about the energy. To achieve true wealth, I think I can liken it to the expressway system. But when you think I'm completely banal, hang on. There are access ways to the interstate. But the interstates, if you notice, you see them from here. One goes this way, one goes that way. Some are 4 stories high, 2 stories high. It looks like a big mesh of concrete, but they're all going somewhere. Our spiritual energy is like that. We are surrounded by forces that impinge on our consciousness if we don't stand porter to the door of our mind. That impinge on our consciousness and perhaps take us in a place we don't want to go. Now you can get from Bernie to San Antonio on an access way. It's going to be longer. Or you can take the highway. It's going to be shorter. Energy is like that. The achievement of wealth depends largely on what energy you choose to travel with. There is a certain inbred, inborn force in us that wants us to have the life more abundant. But in doing so, sometimes we pervert it by thinking we know best. Nothing wrong with setting your goals. Nothing wrong with achieving them and loving them. What's wrong is if you've allowed somebody else to do that for you by default. Or you're hearing a voice in your mind right now that tells you you should. The voice that I listen to is the one that says, I can. I'm able. But when that should comes, I realize it's coming from someplace else that I didn't necessarily choose. In other words, I'm hearing a voice from my past. I want to be in charge of this. I want to be the one that says, I can, I'm able, and I will. The voice of insecurity says, I think, I might, it could. But when you feel directed inside and you know you've got that force, it matters, and you know it matters what part of the expressway you get on to get to your goal. When you feel that, you know it, and it feels very secure. That doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges. Doesn't mean that you're not going to have things all along the way that test your mettle. That's what life on this planet is about. True wealth, and this is a definition that I've loved for a long time since I have pursued my passion. True wealth oftentimes is more of a feeling than a substance. Think about what I told you about a minute ago. Asked you a question about, would you trade yourself with anybody else? Think about the things that have blown your hair back, the things that have taken your breath away. Would you sell them? Now, some folks would. But would you really sell the things that you have loved and you think have made you who you are? Could you put a price tag on that? I know I can. Wealth is also a feeling. And those that have abundance of compassion for themselves and other people are wealthy, whether it is in a bank account or not. People who get up with the idea that they're going to get all the life they can, all the living they can out of this life, are wealthy, whether the bank account says so or not. And I have seen, and I'm about to tell you about an individual who was wealthy beyond all measure, but was impoverished like I'd never seen. He was a builder friend of mine. I was in the real estate business. He was the youngest of 4 children. He felt he had to succeed at any cost. He began building homes. He made $1 million, and 2, and 3. When a time that I was able to sit with him on Estes Avenue in Alamo Heights at a beautiful cocktail party, he sat down and told me of his achievements. But then the conversation took a slight U-turn or side turn. I said, how much is enough? He said, well, right now my worth is around $9.5 million. But I also noticed that he was knocking back the drinks faster than most other people. And there was something about him that I sensed was a disquietude. And the conversation changed when his voice changed. He said, I just got my security system put in. And this was in the late 80s, early 90s. I just got my security system put in. There's a red light that flashes in my bedroom every night. Yeah, I feel pretty secure. But he didn't convince me. And he said, Jay, to be honest about it, I think I've spent the last 20 years of my life living my father's life. And he said, you know what I think about that red light? And I don't know if this was the alcohol or whether it was a confession for his soul. Whatever it was, I knew it was a sacred moment, even in the midst of that party. He said, that red light that flashes each night tells me I'm secure, seems to be spelling out my doom. I said, why? He said, I look at that red light and I think, I may be secure in the house, but I don't feel like I should feel with a man that has this kind of money. And right then and there I thought, here's a guy that can go buy anything he wants. He had it all, as we say. He'd come up from nothing, living his father's life, mortgaging his own dreams, and saying something like that to his friend. I wanted, and I did, pat him on the back and say, it's never too late to be who you want to be. Now, that doesn't mean at his age, or even me at that age, that I could have gone out and played football in the NFL, or that I could have been a boxing champion, or I could have been a professor in nuclear physics. Positive thinking will not let you do anything, but it will let you do everything better than negative. And so my feeling, and what I said to him at that time is, it's 45 years old he was, I said, you can make it another way. But he had a wife and children. He felt there were expectations on him. And unfortunately, he became an alcoholic. And I'm sad to say that he felt imprisoned by his own choice. It takes a lot of courage to start where you stand, turn around, and walk a different direction. To seek what Napoleon Hill, listen to this, seek what Napoleon Hill called the true riches of life. And everybody thinks that Napoleon wrote about money being the biggest thing. You know that money, on his list of the 13 riches of life, Napoleon Hill, money comes 13th. You know what the first one is? The very first rich of the riches that he talks about in his word. Peace of mind. You can't buy that. It can help you find it. It's an old saying that I love. Money won't buy you happiness, but sure will buy you a Cadillac to get it and go look for it. And there's some truism to that. But that Cadillac isn't going to keep you warm at night. It's relation to ourselves first and to others. Because if we're at peace and we feel like we have lived by the concepts that are meant for us, that we chose, if we do that, we can be, as St. Paul said, peaceful in, I have learned to be content in all circumstances. St. Paul wasn't a hugely rich man at all. Matter of fact, he said that in jail, but I have learned to be content in all circumstances. All things I give praise and blessing. He was so sure of whom he believed. Think about that for yourself this morning. Are you sure in what you believe? Remember, I quoted something not too long ago. I know whom I have believed, and am persuaded that he is able to keep that which he has promised to me against that day. In other words, I'm sure because I'm following my inner light. The wealth I'm seeking is the wealth I choose, not a bauble, a bangle, a piece of paper, or a coin. And there's nothing wrong with that. And treatments for prosperity, I'm for them. I just open the door of my consciousness to realize that prosperity contains the ideas of more than money. There's all kinds of ways to be prosperous. I am prosperous and mighty in health. I am prosperous in relationships. Most of all, prosperous in love. I am happy. I love what I do. And I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't take nothing from my journey now because everything I did brought me to where I am. And if we don't come to this right now in our New Thought churches, and I'm listening to those that are speaking in New Thought churches all around the world. And right now, we're seeing the institutional church as we know it empty. And are they coming to us? Are the people leaving those churches coming to us? Not necessarily. Some of them want to sit home and watch, and some of them just aren't interested, and some of them say, I'm perfectly happy to be an agnostic or an atheist. Well, I'm not here to convert. I'm here to persuade, because I know the life that I'm talking about. I know the riches that it bestows, and I know how happy you can be when you live by the one that is in you, the one that is you, the one that has always been with you. You know it. You know that voice. I'm sure you hear it. I'm sure you've heard it in times of passion and in times of peril. But you know that voice. I wouldn't trade myself. You wouldn't trade yourself. What does the true riches of, what do the true riches of life constitute to you? Something that I'd like you to do. I never give homework in a message. But I'd like you to do this, and you don't have to turn it in. It's for you to keep. I'd like you to go home today, pull out a piece of paper, and write the things I love about my life, colon. And read that especially before you go to bed. You may think that you have very little to choose from. There may be people watching right now and say, well, you know my life, and you don't have to be grateful for. You always have something to be grateful for. And what you think about expands, and what you pay attention to becomes more of a part of you. Top of that piece of paper, I really wish you put, it's all in divine order, and the thing I like about my life is. Because when you know it's all in divine order, you have a security, a peace that passes all misunderstanding. You have a peace that is yours, and you know it belongs to you. It's not secondhand. It wasn't given to you by some minister who wants to control you. It is yours. I'm here to empower you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to show you what it has meant in my life. And I wouldn't trade the last 30 years of all the places I've traveled, all the people that I've talked to, and all the seminars I've done, and all the things that were part of it. Even though it wasn't always as physically profitable as it was in the corporate world for me. I had riches of a different kind that you can't put a dollar value on. Think for yourself. Decide what you want. It's your life. Not your father's, not your mother's, not your sister's, spouses, teachers. It's yours. And true wealth, true riches, is a peace of mind to know that. It's never too late to be who you might have been. And when I say that, I mean, think about the feelings attendant to what that brings up. because, and I end here, in a place that I feel like always know, feeling is the secret. Feeling. Because what you feel with great, great intensity becomes your reality. And what becomes your reality becomes your life. Forgive yourself, forgive others, write on that piece of paper the things I love about my life. Doesn't matter if it was years ago or yesterday. Keep that list close by. Read it before you go to bed at night. Be at peace. I love you all. God bless you. Right now, we're blessed to be able to. Sometimes when I see somebody on it point, I have to look around. You know what I mean? Make sure zippers up, all that. We have the opportunity right now to give back what we received. You know, I talk about the seed that's in. I have to say it. It's amazing to me that birds that fly in the air can drop a seed that's like a pinhead, and it's called a volunteer in my house, anybody's house. The chili pequins pop up prolifically out of one tiny seed. That's the universal way. I mean, I've got peppers after peppers, all of one seed. I mean, one little thing. And that's the law of the way things work down here. And as you give, it comes back to you, it comes to you abundantly. Perhaps riches in a form that you didn't expect, but you felt were serendipitous. Anyway, I don't get into another sermon, but I ask you to give your best gift of what you're able to allow us to continue the ministries that we do here at Unity of Learning. Rick, if you come forward, I appreciate it.
Freely, freely, I have received. Freely, freely, I give. Divine love through me blesses all that I am, all that I give and receive. Freely, freely, I have received. Freely, freely I give. Divine love through me blesses all that I am, all that I give and receive.
Thank you, Rick. And together, we recite our blessing for prosperity. Divine love
Through me,
Blessed and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I send it forth
my blessings and my love.
God bless you all.
Can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
Together we stand and hold hands, and we feel comfortable in doing so.
Thank you.
and let it begin with me.
Together we say, the light
of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
And so we want to say thank you again from all of us here at Unity Burning. Come and celebrate sometime this wonderful little experience called the Sunday experience. It's not just church. It's not just a good message. Why, before even any of that begins, we a book study and snacks and tea and coffee and lots of good conversation, and you feel that family thing right there for you. Come and join us next time. And in the meantime, know that you are welcome. A couple of weeks from now, we're going to have potluck on 2 weeks from today. Come and join us. You don't have to worry about bringing any food. There will be plenty of food to take home as well. So come and join us and find out what the other part of the Sunday experience is. And any other Sunday of the month, we'll just go out and have lunch together and have that same enjoying conversation and each other's presence. Because we really are a loving family. We're a praying family. We're a loving family. We're a family family. And we're all part of the bigger family of man. You're a part of that. You might as well be a part of us. You know that we hold you as such. And all of us here at Unity Burning, until next week, have a most fulfilling week. Be blessed. We love you. Sayonara for now.
And